Hello YouTube, this is Billy. Today I was wanting to show you guys how to do a basic repair on when you get a nail or a screw in your tire. In this case, this would be on a 2011 Kia Sorento rear tire. You can tell the tire's very flat, and upon inspection I was able to find a screw right there. Since it's kind of in the middle of the tire, I can put a tire plug in that. If you ever get a nail or a screw in the side, like over here, that's not recommended to put a plug in there, but definitely not on the side at all. But you know, you want to, if it's in the middle, safer to put the tire plug in it. So I just took my 4-way and loosened those just a little bit, and now I've got a jack here that I'm getting the vehicle lifted up. Now that those are a little bit loose, get them spun off the rest of the way once I've got the wheel up off the ground. Now yes, you can rotate the tire and do the tire plug with it still on the vehicle. You can do what you can, and then I like to get the wheel off sometimes, and this would be one of those cases. I'm just gonna go ahead and get this off. I'm at home, so I'm taking the tire off and I'm gonna get everything ready. So now that I've gotten the vehicle off the ground good, I went ahead and put a jack stand and floor jack there, and got some chocks on the other wheels so that the vehicle don't roll forward or back any. The lug nuts removed. So now let's go ahead and get this tire slid off of here. Okay, now that the tire is off of the vehicle, I'm able to roll around all the way and look for any other nails or screws in it, and I've actually already done that and did not find anything other than the one screw. So I believe that's the culprit for the flat tire, obviously. So now I will get my little tire plug stuff ready to go. Okay, so this is my little tire plug tool. Sometimes you will have these where you have two. This one is an all-in-one kind of thing. This part right here is looks like that and feels like that right there, because that is to clean the hole that the screw or nail has made. So because this is an all-in-one, I'll use this tool first to go down into the hole and work it up and down to clean where the screw is in the tire. I'll get that screw out, and now I've got my little Phillips screwdriver here, because this is a Phillips screw that's in the tire. Okay, I've got these wire cutters just in case I need to use these little dikes to pull this out. In any event, I also got my Phillips screwdriver. I'm gonna try to just screw the screw out of there. There we go, coming right on out of there. If I wasn't able to do it that way, I could just grab a hold of it with these and pry it out of there. But that one came out pretty good. So there's the culprit, and there's air coming out. So now I will grab the all-in-one little tool here, and this back part right here is, I'm gonna get that down in the hole. Now that I've got it shoved into the hole, and I'm gonna work this up and down in that rough part that's on this rough stuff there. I'm just gonna work that up and down like that. What it's doing is it's cleaning that hole, getting any kind of debris out of there, cleaning it up, getting it ready for the little tire plug. Okay, so now I'm going to because I've got the all-in-one tool, if you have the two different handles, one for cleaning and one for the plug, it's a little bit convenient when you have the two, because when you've got the one in there cleaning, plus it's helping keep the air in, and you're able to get the little tire plug actually into the other tool. That way, as soon as you pull this out, you're able to go in with the tire plug. So in the event where you have the all-in-one handle, I'm going to pull this out and quickly get that tire plug in and quickly get it going into the hole. So here we go. Okay, I'm getting that tire plug into the tool. You can see you want to get it to where it's right in the middle, somewhat like that. And now I'm going to shove it in. And when I shove it in, I'm going to stop before these ends disappear. Okay, now it does take a lot of force to shove it in. And you see how I've got it shoved in the hole? And you need to stop before it goes all the way in the tire. You want to leave a little bit of this sticking out. I'm actually going to try to shove it a little bit further down. Okay, so now that I've got that shoved in pretty good, now I'm just going to give this a quick yank straight up like this. And see, when you yank the tool out, the tire plug stays in there. So now I'm ready to start putting air in the tire. And after I get the tire to the correct air pressure, then I can take some water and put a little bit of soap in the water. That way it kind of makes it like easy to blow bubbles. And then I will take my soapy water and put it all around there when I've got the correct tire pressure, and make sure that it's not leaking. And once I've confirmed that it's not leaking, then I'll take a razor blade, and I won't cut it really short. I'll just cut it so that it's not this long. I'll cut it to where it's about half that long. I'll cut it at least about right there where my fingernail's at. Okay, so now I'm getting the wheel back on the vehicle, and I highly recommend getting your lug nuts started by hand, you know, before you start putting a tool on it. It's the best way to make sure that you're not accidentally cross-threading the threads. I'm gonna go ahead and get some air pumped into this tire to the correct tire pressure, and then lower it to the ground and do the soapy water test. When snugging them down, it's always best to kind of make a star pattern. And the easiest way to make a star pattern is just pick one, and let's say you pick this one and you snug it a little bit, then skip this one and go to this one and snug it, and then skip this one and go to this one and snug it, and then skip this one and go to this one and snug it, and then skip this one and go to this one and snug it. And by skipping over, you know, by tightening one and then skipping this one and then going to that one, what you're doing is making a star pattern. It goes like this, 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 this. When you make a star pattern, it helps bring the wheel in nice and even. Okay, so now that I've got them snugged, I'm gonna go ahead and get some air going into this tire and get the tire up to the correct air pressure. I have turned the wheel so that I can have the easiest access to do the soapy water test once I get that tire pressure up to the correct tire pressure. Okay, I've taken an old spray bottle and put some water in there with probably about 15 or 16 drops of liquid soap and shook it up good. So now I've got some good soapy water that I can spray on it. Correct tire pressure put in. Okay, so now that I've got the tire pressure correct, and right here, this is where I just put the tire plug. So now I've got my soapy water that I'm going to spray on it, and with any luck, there's no bubbles. And when you've got soapy water, trust me, if there's a leak at all, it'll blow a lot of bubbles. Awesome. It's not blowing bubbles. So now it's time to go ahead and get this tire brought down to the ground and torque the lug nuts and take it on a ride. they recommend that you drive on the tire plug, you know, maybe 2 or 3 miles to help it get a good seal. And then I will do the exact same thing where I spray some more soapy water on it to make sure it's still holding up good. Brought the vehicle back down to the ground, remove the floor jack and the jack stand. Now we'll take my 4-way and I will torque these down. When I torque these lug nuts down, I'll do the same star pattern that we mentioned before. Just got through torquing those down. They're tight good now. And now I'm ready to take the vehicle on a 2 or 3 mile trip. Okay, just got back from taking it on a cruise and drove it for a good 5 or 10 minutes, something like that. And now that I've got the vehicle stopped to where I can squirt some soapy water on that tire plug and make sure it's still not leaking. Earlier, when I realized that I had the screw in it, I took note that it was pretty close to the valve stem. That way I knew exactly where to get the tire stopped to do this here. Well, that's some really good soapy water, and we do not have any bubbles. Trust me, if it's blowing bubbles with soapy water, it'll be a lot of bubbles. It won't be just a little bit, it'll be just really blowing bubbles. Well, it looks like everything's going great. Well, for the next few days, I'll keep an eye on it and make sure it's at least looking like it's got good tire pressure for the next few days. But this has always worked really well for me. In any event, well, I hope everybody has a great day and good luck, everybody. Bye.